Alrighty, guys, so we had a face-ripping rally in the stock market today, and we're going to break that down in this video. And of course, as always, we're going to go over some stocks. We're going to go over about 10 stocks roughly in this video. We're going to break down charts, what I'm doing in the markets, my thoughts on everything. So sit back, relax, take a sip of your water, hit that like button, feel free to subscribe, and if you guys want some free money, use those links down below. You get 12 stocks from Webull with any amount deposited, and up to 15 stocks from Moomoo with $100 deposited. And just know, full disclosure, all those links do help out the channel. And with that being said, again, cheers, guys. Stay hydrated. Let's dive into the video. So, crazy green day in the stock market today. We had the Russell up 3.2% at close, NASDAQ up 3.5%, Dow up, let's see here, about 1.85%, as we had the S&P close up 2.6%, and the VIX went down about 2%. And look at this. I was just looking at this prior to me hitting the record button for this video, guys. The VIX in the past just couple of days, and we'll come back to the 4-hour chart here in a second, but just in the past couple of days, the VIX is down about 9 to 10%. And of course, I've mentioned this before on the channel. On the 4-hour chart, we can see the peak of the VIX. Well, not really. Well, I guess it has been the peak throughout the entire year so far of 2022. Kind of the upper range, upper end has been around 35 to 6 to about 38 on the VIX, right? And if we go back to the COVID crash, which you guys probably remember this, but I'll refresh your mind if you didn't remember, the VIX was at 85 at the peak of the mania back in March 2020, and after that drop of the VIX, in the middle of 2020 throughout, a little bit into 2021, the VIX was peaking anywhere from 40 to about 42, 43 roughly. But again, so far this year in 2022, the VIX has been peaking at about 35 to about 38, and we are down again about 10%. And I'm not saying the VIX is for sure going to collapse from here. All I'm saying is we're at the upper end of this range. It's down about 10%. If this starts falling mid-20s, higher mid-20s, it's going to be something worth noting and just keeping an eye on, because from that point, we've seen the VIX collapse under 30 to the mid-low 20s fairly quickly. We've seen that happen in the middle of May into June, also middle of June, all throughout July into the middle of August, right? So keep that in mind, seriously, moving forward here. But with that being said, let's go over here to SPY, and then we'll talk Triple Q. Then we're going to go over crypto on Webull. We're going to take a look here and see what's going on with Ethereum and Bitcoin. So right now, SPY is at a very critical point, right? And I covered this before on the channel, but we're going to talk about it again here. So what we're noticing is lower highs are being made, right? We hit about, in the beginning of this month, 375. Just yesterday or a couple days ago, whatever, we hit 371. And today, we did have a great day. We went 2.6% in the green, $9 day for SPY. But notice how we didn't take the highs out from last week on Friday. The highs were about 368 to about 370. I think we peaked at maybe about 371. That is pretty worrisome to me. I'm not going to lie. In the short term, we need to see the bulls. If you're bullish on this thing, you got to see it break the highs from Friday. So again, today was a great day, but I'm scared that we're vulnerable here to a dump. We're very vulnerable to a dump right now. And today was just a bull trap. Honestly, I'm worried about that. But we'll see. We have all week. We have obviously the next 4 days of trading here. We got to get some price action, whether it's above 371.50, which I'll set my alert there. Mark is that we're above, or do we dump under 360 down to about 355? And if we take 355 out, it's going to get ugly on the downside. So my 3 alerts right now are set. One at 360, which I'm setting right now. Mark is at or below. Another one's at 371.50, and then another one is at 355. That's what I have going into tomorrow as I'm setting them right now. So going here to Triple Q, let's see what's going on here. So we have the same thing, right? We closed under the highs from Friday. We closed at 269, 270. On Friday, we hit what? 273. So that's not the best sign for the bulls, even though today was a 3.3% green day. So are we going to take the highs out from Friday? Which, if we do, 273's got to break. That's where I'm going to put my alert. Or are we going to end up, let's say, dumping down under 265, maybe down towards the lows from Friday, Thursday, which let's see here. We're right about at 255, 260. So my alerts here are at 273. Mark is at or above. 265, 260, and 265 or 255, right? So at this point, guys, we just have to be patient and understand in the very short term here where we are. We are at a point of resistance. And if you're a long-term investor, I mean, I get it. You probably like tracking the stock market. You probably like keeping up to date and watching these types of videos. But if you're truly a long-term investor, this stuff doesn't really matter. But, for a short-term trader like myself and a bunch of others out there watching, this is something that we have to pay attention to right here. So keep that in mind and let me know your thoughts as always in the comments down below. And if you are enjoying the video so far, hit that like button. Feel free to subscribe as well and drop me some stocks. If you want me to cover any stocks that you want me to talk about, let me know in the comments. Drop the company name, the ticker symbol, whatever it may be, and I'll cover them in an upcoming video. So let's transition over here to crypto very quickly and see what's going on the the crypto side of things. And again, this is on Webull. Make sure to get your 12 stocks from Webull. Link down below with any amount deposited. Free money. I like using Webull personally for charting crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and just tracking a bunch of stocks, right? I use it pretty much every day. So Webull right here shows Ethereum at 1326. It's up 1.6% on the day. And it's pretty much, honestly, still where we've been, seeing it in recent memory and where I've been talking about it in recent memory, which it's just simply consolidating above $1,300. That's been the case here for pretty much a month since the 20th of September. Now we're pretty much 20th of October. It's been clear to me that we've been holding that as support, and also we've been making lower highs. In other words, we do have here a descending triangle on Ethereum, so we have to be very mindful of that. This thing is nowhere near breaking out. It's nowhere near even having the descending triangle playing out either. For it to play out, it's got to dump under 1,200, which we haven't done that in a month. So will we do that soon? I don't know. We have to be patient and wait for the direction. And Bitcoin, let's pull this up. Bitcoin right now, same thing, I'm pretty sure, right? We have a descending triangle. Yeah, I mean, look at that. Clear as day descending triangle, stemming back pretty much for the past year. I mean, you guys can see here Bitcoin's been making lower highs since November of 2021. That's 11 months ago. It's been doing that ever since, right? Lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. And ever since June, which is about 4 months ago, middle of June, we've been holding 17,500, 18,000 pretty steadily. You guys can see that here pretty much ever since, again, middle of June, 4 months. So we have a descending triangle. What's gonna do here? What's gonna happen here? 17.5 gonna give. We go down to 15,000, or are we gonna start ripping out of 21,000, mid 20,000s? Which, if Bitcoin really starts turning above the mid 20s, I'm talking 25, 6. That's where we could start getting legitimate breakout. But again, I mean, neither of these top two dogs, Bitcoin, Ethereum, are really pointing to any direction at this point. I mean, you could argue that they look bearish, if anything, very bearish, because a descending triangle is a bearish pattern. So what do you guys think? I mean, that's some quick thoughts on Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I guess with that being said, we could transition back over to ThinkOrSwim. So let's talk stocks. Let's see what's going on. Netflix today had a fantastic day. I'm not sure if you guys caught it, but Netflix went up. Last I checked, it was up 7%. What did it close at? 6.5. All right, it went down a little bit from where I last checked, but hold on a second. It was at 249, so at one point it was up 8, almost 9%. So killer day for Netflix. Unbelievable. And this is very important, technically speaking, because look at this. And did we not talk about this, by the way? I mean, did we not talk about this a couple of videos? I think yesterday, no joke, we called this out. We were talking about this. It was at what, 230? Now it ran all the way to 245. Now is the moment of truth, technically, for Netflix. We have 245, 250. That's been resistance for a good 2 months at this point, since the beginning of August. And we failed at that point. We have failed time and time again. So Netflix needs to take out 250, 255, and mind you, we have earnings coming up on not even Wednesday. That's tomorrow, Tuesday, after the bell. So yeah, that's going to be a big report. And if we do start breaking 255, my take here is we start going to 330, maybe 325, 300. I'm not saying that's going to happen in a day or two. I'm not a freaking idiot, guys, but could it happen in a couple months, couple weeks? I think it could, because overall, I mean, it's pretty clear to me that Netflix has been slowly digging itself out of its hole that it saw about a couple months ago when it dumped all the way down to 162. We're now at 250. If they report a good earnings report, solid guidance, this could start filling the gap, I'm telling you, towards that 300 mark. So Netflix is stock number one. You guys got to watch it. And also Tesla's this week. Earnings are coming up. We know that based on what I said yesterday in my video, which you guys got to subscribe. If you haven't done so already, you got to subscribe because we talk about this stuff every day. Tesla's reporting this upcoming week. Their EPS is looking to be about $1 on revenue of $22.07 billion. And if you guys didn't remember or don't remember, they reported their delivery numbers about a week ago, maybe a little over a week ago, and the stock dumped on that news. If you guys didn't recall, deliveries, they came in under the estimate, barely. I mean, I think it missed by about 10,000 vehicles, but the stock, I mean, it's just been free falling. It's down 50% from all-time highs, 35% in the past couple of weeks. We have a descending triangle on Tesla, which really is not good. And to be honest, if earnings bomb, guidance is garbage, this is going to fall under 200. It's going to go down to 170, 80. In my opinion, descending triangle will play out, and there will be more red for Tesla. But there is some hope for the bulls. Since it's down so much, 35% in the past couple of weeks, we do have a little bit of bullish divergence as well if you really look here at the RSI. If these earnings come in better than expected or even just as expected, maybe guidance is a little bit better, that could cause a short-term rip in Tesla to the point where it gets back to the mid-200s. It gets back to 275 even, best case scenario. And even at that point, the crazy thing is, guys, that would still be a very vulnerable spot for the bulls. That would not be a full-on breakout for Tesla. For Tesla to fully be breaking out, it's got to start taking the highs out from probably a couple of weeks ago. 300, 305, 310. That's where it was, all August, September, into, pretty much late September. So, at that point, that's where bulls will be really, getting a full head of steam, but we're nowhere near that point. So keep that in mind. All I'm really seeing here, calling for is potentially a short-term rally on Tesla, again, if earnings are better than expected. But again, always keep in mind that if things bomb, guidance is awful, the descending triangle, like I said, is probably going to play out. So Tesla's this week. Also, we have Airbnb not reporting earnings, but this stock is looking pretty dang good. And by the way, let me see. When are they reporting? They report earnings on the 3rd of next month. So about 2-3 weeks from now, Airbnb is reporting. Airbnb went up 7% on the day today. Awesome day for this stock. Closed at 116, up $7 on the day. And look at this, guys. With today's move, it not only took the highs out from last week, the week before that as well, maybe even the week before that, but it's now also breaking out of the moving averages and into the right direction, which to me, this shows a breakout coming probably towards 125 to 130. And then if that were to break, we might be moving top of the channel, 135, maybe even higher than that at some point. So Airbnb is really starting to turn up, and it's not like it's crazy overbought either. I mean, there could be more juice left easily in this rally, in my opinion. So you got to watch it, Airbnb. And let's do a quick little rundown on oil, crude oil. Let's see what's going on here. Today, oil, it says it's at break even now. It's at 85 a barrel. Nothing crazy today. Let me pull the intraday chart. Hold on. Wow, there was actually a lot of volatility today. I didn't watch oil much over the past couple of hours or throughout the course of today. But looking at this, it shows from 87 a barrel to 84 a barrel, back to 86. Now it's at 85, so there has been a lot of movement between 85-ish to about 87 a barrel. And let me see on the 4-hour. Oil, look at that. We still have that inverse head and shoulders, clear as day. It's still holding, even though we had all that volatility today. We still have clear support above the neckline here, which is right at about, again, $84.5-ish. And this is kind of more of a lopsided inverse head and shoulders, but nonetheless, it is one, at least in my opinion. So if we start seeing some push towards 90, maybe 92 a barrel, which we're not getting any sign of that yet, but if we start, maybe we're going 95, 6, 7, 8 after that, right shoulder could complete. But again, right now, it looks like we got faked out. Well, I didn't trade oil or trade the futures or anything like that, but some people got probably faked out. It ripped to 95. Now we're down a whole $10. We're talking about 8, 9%. Will buyers come in here? It's kind of like the last straw for crude oil, right? For the bulls, at least. If we fall under 85, especially 80, bears are going to take over like that. Trust me, guys. And if XLE falls under, let's see here, about $77, $78, which now it's at $81, but let's say it falls a couple bucks here, bears are going to take full head of steam, in my opinion. So XLE, you guys got to watch this. If we do get a breakout of $84, there's a wide open gap on this. You guys got to watch out for that. 9, 10% move could be coming on this. Let me show you all kind of what I'm seeing. We have an inverse head and shoulders. Boom. You guys see that? Left shoulder head, right shoulder. So 84, that breaks. We got some more upside. Look at Merck, too. Did I not call Merck out a couple videos ago? This thing ripped like no other today. Nothing crazy, but it had about a 2% green day. It's been breaking out of the moving averages, broke the wedge. We have a golden cross. With today's move, we broke out of 92, 93, which was that high from the middle of August. Now it looks like we're at 94 bucks. We want to fill the gap to 96. If 96 were to break, there could be even more upside. Maybe all-time highs? Let's see. Yeah, Merck's all-time highs were back in 2000. This is another stock. I didn't realize that ran up so much in 2000. It collapsed to about 21 bucks by '09, and now it's getting back to where it was in 2000. So if you bought this stock in 2000, you would have broke even right now. If you bought it at 95, it's only getting back to 95 right now. That's crazy. And there's a lot of stocks like that. We've talked about Intel on the channel. That's one. We could talk a lot about a couple other ones, but they're slipping my mind right now. But Intel's a big one that I remember. Merck, going back to it. Again, it's probably going to, take that high out if I had to guess by the way things are looking like in the short term. We're probably going to break 95, 96. That's my guess. And then we'll probably be at 100 bucks before we know it. So Merck is looking good. Monster is also looking good. Today it went up 2.3%, and I'm still patiently waiting, guys. Monster is at really a big point right now. Resistance here at the top of this wedge, right by the moving averages. If this were to break, let's say 90, 92, and my alert's at 94, but really, if we were to break $90 or $91, there could be a big push coming on MNST. Probably past, especially mid-90s, we could be going to 100, 102, and I think that's coming at some point. But it's obviously been taking longer than a lot of people have been expecting, myself included, because I've been watching this stock for what seems to be a very long time, and it's just failed at 100 bucks, 98, 95 bucks, time and time again. It's getting annoying, to be honest. So Monster, come on, Monster. Alrighty, guys. So what else? I think we have two more. Let's look at LVS. Las Vegas Sands right now went up 1.3% on the day, and it's chilling at 35 bucks. And look at the chart here. We have earnings coming up maybe tomorrow. When's earnings? No, later this week on Wednesday. Wednesday on the 19th after the bell, we do have Las Vegas Sands, and it's pretty oversold. It's come down about 18% in just the past couple of days. And same thing with Wynn here, right? We could just group these together. Wynn, pretty oversold, down about, 22%, so even more. It's in a bear market just in the past couple of days, and Wynn does report not this week, but early in November. So, this is big, because if Las Vegas Sands bombs earnings, guess what? They're going to break this channel, and guess what's going to happen? Wynn is also going to fall, because they both have significant business in China, right? So keep that in mind. But if Las Vegas Sands does well this week, we're already pretty oversold. Maybe we do get a sharp spike, high 30s, maybe low 40s, which would would probably raise Wynn Resort stock price as well. So that's kind of what I'm thinking with these two. So watch out for them. We're not getting really any crazy buying pressure quite yet. But with, again, Las Vegas Sands reporting earnings, it's one definitely worth watching, both LVS and Wynn Resorts. So I guess that's pretty much it, guys, for this video. I mean, there was a lot of movement today. A couple other ones that really ran up, but we don't have to break these down too much. But Chewy had an 11% green day, like I covered in my earlier video. If this breaks $38-40, I think it's off to the races for Chewy. Snowflake, 9-10% green day. Coinbase 9%, Square 8.5%, Tesla again 7%. We talked about it. Amazon, very big day. Let's see how big tech did very quickly before I wrap the video up. Amazon up 6.5% on the day. Apple up 3%. Google, the big dog in my portfolio. Personally, I own Google's my biggest individual stock. This one up 3.7%. Let's see what else. Meta's been getting destroyed, but hey, today it bounced. 5.7% green day for Meta. What's the other one? Microsoft. I always forget Microsoft. 3.9%. So big tech crushed it. Tech in general crushed it. Snapchat. Let's see. Snapchat's later this week. What did they do? Snapchat 6%. Shop up 6.5%. Nvidia, which I recently bought a little teeny tiny bit of Nvidia, up 7%. So yeah, guys, it was one of those days. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you want me to cover any individual stocks, drop those tickers down below. Hit that like button. Feel free to subscribe. Check out my Patreon as well if you guys want morning update videos, exclusive content, buys, sells, call outs, all that is on Patreon, link down below. And don't forget to get your 15 stocks from Moomoo and your 12 stocks from Webull. All those linked down below. Free money, guys. And with that being said, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.